spring ahead, we want to make sure you're getting the best sleep possible to have the best days filled with fun, relaxation. And you can't do that if your hormones are all messed up from poor sleep. Let me tell you, I've lived it for the last decade. I got my hormones fixed, and it's amazing. Joining me this morning is Dr. Akudo Anokwute, the co-founder of Dreamland Health and Wellness. She is smart. She knows all about the key hormones that disrupts our sleep, and we're going to help us get them in control. Let's talk about that. When you do talk about the hormones that we have that can affect sleep, where do we start? What are some of those keys?
Yeah, so we have four main hormones that could get affected. So we have leptin, we have ghrelin, we have insulin, and we have cortisol. So I want to start with the first two, right? So leptin is the hormone that helps you feel full, and ghrelin is the hunger hormone. And so if when you don't get enough sleep, ghrelin goes up, and
you
so
feel hungry, and then you eat, and then you get overweight.
Absolutely.
It's terrible.
Yes, that's really what happens. Yeah.
So what can we do then? I know though, when I'm looking now, I feel like influencers everywhere are talking about cortisol, and like, oh, your cortisol is probably all off. Is that really what's happening to many people, or do you think it's maybe just a little bit of it's happening for some, or is that something that we really need to pay attention to?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's happening a great deal. If people don't get enough sleep, cortisol goes up, and that affects fat storage, and especially fat around the abdomen. And so I tell people who do everything. They cook well, they go to the gym, but they just hit a wall. They can't lose that weight. I'm like, we need to look at your sleep. We need to get you to sleep at least 7 hours.
Yes, and then you do things too when you have the leptin or the ghrelin's off. You're craving different things, and a lot of times people crave sugar, and then sugar can be really bad because it does a lot of, and it just makes the problem worse. Tell me a little bit about your opinion on that.
Yes, so that is true, because when you don't get enough sleep, the brain is tired. So the brain wants quick energy, and it wants to get the carbohydrates, and that's how you crave more carbs. You have low energy, you don't want to go to the gym, and so over time you get to gain weight, and that becomes really difficult to lose that weight.
I lived it, and especially as a woman over 50 going through menopause, that really affected everything. So what do we do though to try to fix it? I mean, I know there's blood tests that you can have. It's finally what I did, because I was trying to fight it and act like I got to be tougher. And it was like, oh, your hormones are literally all messed up. Is that something that you do where you test and look?
Yes, so we actually can test for those hormones, but I always start with telling them, let's get you to get at least 7 hours, right? That's what the American Academy of Sleep Medicine recommends. 7 to 9 hours of sleep for adults, and this is uninterrupted sleep, right? Not cat sleep naps here and there. And then, when that's not getting us to where we want to go, absolutely we can get to test for those hormones.
Yes. What is the next big key that you think that maybe I've even misled people with something that I've said, or that you think that you hear from people that come in that you say, this is the most important thing that you want to leave people with on this Friday?
Yes. So I want to say that making sure that you're getting enough sleep is key, right? And this is, like I said, is uninterrupted. You want to make sure it's at least 7 hours. And what I find a lot is that people are not giving themselves the sleep opportunity, right? So you get to work till midnight, and then you have to get up at 5 a.m. because you have to be at work. So giving yourself the sleep opportunity is key.
Yeah, you got to make the appointment for sleep. I've really tried to do that here in the last year or so, like say, okay, and it's not just if you need to get 7 or 8 hours, like jump in bed, you got to start winding down. Do those things that teach your body that what you want to do. Thank you so much. Great to have you here.